My name is Mark Weiss. I'm the owner, Chief Executive Officer, founder, if you will, of Action Staffing Group. I've been in this business for over 17 years now, and I've seen an awful lot in terms of the people that I've met, the people that I've helped. Nothing pleases me more than getting a thank you note from someone who came in here and may have had some issues in their lives. They had a substance abuse problem, or they did some time for some stupid mistakes they made. And they come to our doorstep looking for a fresh chance, a chance to turn their lives around. Well, we founded this company on giving people an opportunity to improve their lives and put all the political rhetoric aside. Action Staffing Group has found jobs for thousands of people over the years and helped people get into situations where they're making more than minimum wage because they came in here with a serious work ethic and a serious desire to do something positive in their lives. Now, if you've sat in our offices, you've noticed a sign that I put up that says 1 out of 50 people will land a direct job with one of our client companies, and that statistic is about right. But sadly, more than 1 in 50 people don't work with us very long for a variety of reasons. A, they came here and really weren't serious about going to work. They looked at going to work as something to do every once in a while in between weekends. Or maybe they wanted to buy something or pay a bill. And I'll work for a few weeks, and once that bill is taken care of, I'm back out on the street again. Or they come in here with an attitude just looking to pick a fight with somebody. And sure enough, very early on, they go to work for a client company, and that client tells us, we don't want that person back anymore. Unfortunately, those things happen far too often. But working together, we can make a difference to make those things few and far between. And I will tell you, it all starts with one thing and one thing only, and that is your attitude. When you come through our doors and meet with us, you'll fill out some paperwork, we'll go over your application, we'll see the type of work you've done in the past, and we'll ask you specific questions about your experience. We will certainly e-verify to make sure that you carry a legal Social Security card, not a fake one, but a real one, and that your ID is a real one, not a fake one. And while we practice diversity, and we'll give everybody a chance to earn a paycheck here, we are not in the practice of hiring people that are here illegally. We feel it's very important to give legal citizens the first right to work. And that's how we run our business. And by the way, one of the first things I'm able to tell all of my clients is if you eventually want to hire one of my employees, you need not worry about their legal eligibility to live in this country. Now, once we sit down and talk to you and get an understanding of the type of work you'd like to do and are capable of doing, we'll talk about different jobs that we have available on an everyday basis. And again, while we never discriminate against anybody, we will make sure that you have the ability to do the physical requirements of that job. So if that job requires lifting and you're not able to lift, that's not the right job for you. If the job requires standing all day, moving quickly, and your endurance is not up to speed with those requirements, again, that's not the right job for you. And we'll look to place you elsewhere. Now, what are some of the things that you need to do to go ahead? Well, a lot of them are very simple. In both of my offices, you'll see on the wall a display that says A and B. And basically, it's a visual of how two different people might come to work on any given day. In the case of the A candidate, he or she is wearing a presentable work shirt, pair of pants, shoes, clean, good hygiene, professional appearance. And by the way, that appearance is necessary for a janitor, a person working in a warehouse, a driver, or a person working in an office. We draw no distinction over dressing or dressing for success. Now, in the case of candidate B, that candidate might arrive with a dirty shirt, large oversized pants, earbuds in their ears, poor physical hygiene, and a bad attitude. And believe it or not, I've had people that have come to my doorstep smelling of alcohol or marijuana or half asleep or looking like they just emptied out their laundry basket to wear something to come to my office. I've had people show up in sweatpants, shorts, tank tops. And this is what they call dress for success. It doesn't work here. My company is like no other agency in the industry. I promise you that. And you can prove me right or wrong by visiting the people I compete with. Notice what their offices look like as compared to mine. My office is always clean and professional because I want to set an image that I want you to respect, and I want you to have the same exact image. When you go out, you're representing yourself and you're representing me and my company. So we have a very important partnership here. So I talked before about the example of the A candidate dressed for success and the B candidate who shows up with tomato sauce on a sweatshirt, baggy pants that are filthy dirty, poor grooming. You choose to wear a beard, that's fine. But if you choose not to groom it and keep it clean, who is going to be interested in having you work in their facility? When I retire someday from this industry, I promise you I'm going to go around to high schools and I'm going to talk to teenagers coming up in this world, coming into the workforce. And I am going to share my experiences with them of lifelong lessons that I've learned in how to get ahead in life. It has little to do with your ethnicity, what country you're from. It has nothing to do with that. What size you are has nothing to do with that. It has to do with one thing and one thing only: your character, your work ethic. You can't phone in work ethic. And people will realize right away if you're serious about coming to work or it's really just something to do between weekends to have enough money to buy yourself a new TV or a new pair of shoes. And let me tell you something. Have you ever thought about how much it costs to go to a Yankee or a Met game or a Knicks game? After a couple of tickets, a couple of beers, and some food for your family, let alone transportation. We're talking hundreds of dollars. Or paying bills, paying rent, insurance, health care, taking care of children, food, and if there's anything left, some entertainment dollars. Getting ahead in this world requires a lot of work. And affording to live in this world requires a lot of money. And if you want to better yourself and give yourself a raise, the best way to do it is to earn it. So what Action Staffing does is we provide you a platform, a transition, if you will, from where you are today to where you want to go tomorrow. People come to me all the time. They don't know how to write a resume. They don't even know how to successfully interview for a job. We will take the time and help you. We will go over what you've done and market your abilities and your experience in the best way we can. But at the end of the day, while we can sit here and tune up the vehicle, it's up to you to drive it. So what we're looking for every single day is people who are serious about going out and representing themselves professionally. And if you think displaying more tattoos on your face and more piercing on your face and your arms is going to increase your paycheck, I'm here to tell you, you're in for a rude awakening. I deal with corporate clients. I deal with business owners all day long. People are very preoccupied with image. And as I said just a few seconds ago, image comes in all shapes and sizes, all colors, all ethnicities, all age groups, male, female, transgender, it doesn't matter. Character is what it's all about. Character and work ethic. And if I was talking to someone in high school right now, this is the lecture I would tell them. If you want to get ahead in your life, there's no shortcut. You got two choices. You can live near, at, or below the poverty line, or you can earn an honest living and have success for you and your family. It's up to you. No one can do the work for you. What we will do is we will provide you an opportunity where the door will be open to you. What you do after you pass through it is purely up to you. Now let me get specific with you. We put you into a situation where you're working in a warehouse. You're going to be doing what's called order fulfillment, which means you'll be picking out merchandise, putting it into boxes, getting it ready for a shipment. Fast-paced but simple work. The assignment starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. You're told by the action recruiter to be at our office no later than 7:30 so that you can have transportation to get to work. Now, in my book, if I know I have to be at the action office at 7:30, I know exactly what time I'm getting to that office. If you answered 7:30, you don't win the prize. What you should have said is 7:15, because I learned a long time ago, wherever I'm supposed to be, I'm going to be there 15 minutes early. That's the way I roll. And you should too. Now, once you leave our facility, make sure you've asked the questions, make sure you're prepared, and you know everything about what you're supposed to do. One of the first things I always ask a candidate, if I met them on a Monday morning, are you ready to go to work all week? And because that person is so excited about getting a job, they typically will say to me, oh, absolutely, Mr. Weiss, I'm ready to work all week long. And then Tuesday comes along, oh, I have a doctor's appointment. Well, can you work Wednesday? Oh, I'm supposed to be in court. Well, how about Thursday? Oh, Thursday I'm watching my grandmother. And you know what? When I pay that person, normally gets a check for Monday, and then it's out the door. Probably never see him again. And I unfortunately see too many of those situations because that person's really not serious about working. And they'll go back and maybe they'll drift to other agencies and they'll work for a few days, a few more days, and they'll sit and they'll wonder why they have no money. And they'll start to blame other people for where they are in life. And let me tell you something. It's not about minimum wage. It's about maximum wage. And maximum wage is exactly what you'll get for what you put into this situation. And even though the minimum wage right now in New Jersey is $8.38, most of my workers earn way more than that. And that's because, as your agency, we fight for higher wages, but also we teach people to deserve those wages. And by the way, if you put some skill into your portfolio, you're going to make even more money. Get certification. Learn how to operate equipment, whether it be a forklift machine, whether it be a narrow reach piece of equipment. Maybe you want to go for a commercial driver license. Those folks make $100,000 a year. And they are always in demand and very rarely out of work unless they have too many accidents or too many issues. Employers today are looking for help. They're looking for workers that will come in and contribute to the goals of that company. And they don't want drama. They want people that come in with a good attitude, ready to work, dressed, fit for work, prepared to add to their productivity. Because let me tell you something, folks. If you don't want to do the job and do it well, there's 10 other people waiting to take your place. So in this game, you only get so many times up at bat. And then guess what? You're not chosen anymore. And I can tell you one thing, in my operation, if you're not chosen, it's only for one reason. You don't want to work. You don't want to work. One of my other posters talks about felony convictions. Now, it's true in New York and New Jersey and several other states in the country, convicted felons are a protected class. Well, what does that mean in terms of law? What it means is legally a company cannot discriminate against you because you had a felony, unless there is a direct tie between the work that you're doing and the offense that you committed. Case in point, you want to go work for a bank, but you have a felony conviction holding up a bank. That bank does not have to hire you. But in cases where your offense is not directly tied to the work, that company legally cannot shut their doors to you. Now, I'm going to tell you the way it really is, and I want you to pay attention to me. When you come in my office, we abide by the law, abide by the rules. You'll fill out paperwork, and we do not disclose your background unless you've been hired by the company. That's the way it works. It's called ban the box. Okay? Client companies out there and companies in general are very concerned about having convicted felons in their offices, in their buildings, in their facilities. We search for companies that are more lenient in their policies, but I can't control them. But I look for places that will open their doors to everybody, including people with a record. And that's why I'm proud to say I have a very, very extensive record of giving people a second chance. But it's what you do with that chance that matters, okay? Don't get caught with your first felony or your second felony. Because if you think that's the road to riches, I'm here to tell you it's not. I personally don't care what you've done in the past. I care about what you do today and tomorrow. That's what I care about. And if we work together, we can really accomplish some great things, but it's a partnership. You got to be serious about this. You can't mail this in. And if you're one of those individuals out there who has a substance abuse problem and thinks that you can party all night and be high as a kite and go to work in the morning, it's not going to happen here. That's for your safety and the safety of the people working together with you. A lot of the jobs that we fill, you are a particular component to a group of people. You're known as a cell. So there might be 5 people operating on a line, and if you can't hold up your part of the bargain, which means you can't stand up and operate as the other 4 people are doing, you slow down that line and you can actually hurt somebody. So we do random drug testing, and we also give you a good once-over when you come into the office. And as I said before, if I smell marijuana on your clothing, smoke on your clothing, you are not going out. And chances are you're not going anywhere here ever again. So there's only one type of person I want in my operation, someone who is serious about going to work, not kidding around. Save that for another agency. That doesn't work here. Now, in terms of advancement, if you like where you're working, you like the assignment you're on, and you'd like to work for that company someday, please do not approach the company directly. Come back and talk to us. Tell us you'd like to get a direct job there sometime. We'll scout around for you and see if they're hiring anybody directly. We could also put you in touch with the HR people. There are things that we can do for you to help you, because we're here to support your success. And I'm very happy when one of my employees gets a direct job with one of my clients for 2 reasons. A, it helps that individual get ahead. And also, it's a great thing for me to be able to say to other people in the office, play your cards right, this company is hiring. Because I'm looking for the best attitude that I can have out in the workforce every day. And knowing you can get a direct job, I think that's a good incentive. Okay? Also want to let you know that Action provides a number of benefits to our employees. We are compliant with the Affordable Care Act. And anybody that is a full-time equivalent employee with our company, having worked an abundance of 1,560 hours in a calendar year, is offered health insurance at rates that are compliant with affordable health care. And I'm proud to say that we offer a variety of programs that include hospitalization. Because at the end of the day, it really is about taking care of each other. And I'm going to go out of my way to make sure we do that 24/7. In terms of compensation, let's talk about how that works. Typically, every day when you work at a client facility, you either fill out a timesheet and have it signed on a daily basis, or it's collected at the end of the week. You are responsible to follow the guidelines of the work you're doing, which means you show up on time, you take your breaks when you're told to, you never ever walk off an assignment. That's cause for instant termination with my company. And you finish the day and leave when you're supposed to leave. You don't bring anything to that client company you're not supposed to. And if you're told to pack a lunch, you will be shown where to keep it and when to take your lunch break. And you have to be very mindful of the policies and rules at a client company. For instance, in most warehouses, you're not allowed to have any food or beverage inside that facility. It's a food safety violation. So again, be mindful of the procedures and ask questions if you're not sure. At the end of the week, your time is submitted. It will be processed in the payroll system, and the following Friday, you get paid. Now, to be clear about this, if you started working today, and today was Monday, and you finish working on Friday, your physical check would be in your hands not on Friday, but the following Friday. So to keep it simple, there's always a 1-week delay. Why is that? Well, for starters, we have to get the time sheets from the company, and then we process your payroll. That takes a few days, and by the time that's all said and done, your paycheck is ready for you 1 week later. Now, I make this promise to you. If your paycheck is not right and there's ever an issue, let us know. I purposely keep my cell phone on our website, and I get a couple of calls a week, and I help people sort out their problems. But the bottom line is we pay everybody, and our checks don't bounce. People deserve to get paid for work earned, and I always make sure that we follow the letter on that. So I want to close by saying I thank you for being here today. You're going to see other information on this video where we talk about different policies and procedures. We talk about ways to get ahead. And we also talk about safety. Because at the end of the day, it is extremely important to me and this company for you to go out, have a productive day, but do so safely. We don't want anyone to get injured. We don't want anyone to have anything happen to them which prevents them from earning their living every single day. Thank you very much for listening.